All right, breaking down my thoughts for Tuesday, July 14th. Looking at kind of that lower time frame, let's look at the 15-minute. Clearly, same levels marked up at the beginning of this week, so clearly this whole structure itself is holding pretty true to support, but what you're seeing is that bullish momentum off this structure itself is kind of dying down a little bit. Yes, we had a very lack of volume day today. Took a couple positions on the long side, stopped out of one at 25 pips. The other one we put at break even, and volume kind of just dipped right back down to the entry. But overall, so kind of heading into tomorrow, my overall thoughts, right, is pretty much the same kind of going into today. Looking at this current structure to really hold suit right in this area, and potentially targeting the upside. But the flip side of that would really be the break of this structure to the bottom side. Really looking for that clean break, for that retest, and then that really targeting down here. I think that move in itself makes a lot of sense. One, bullish pressure slowly dying off. Again, we're trading in all-time high areas. Looking at the 4-hour, that would be a clean break of the 4-hour support to the left, which would be right in that area. And again, really looking at previous market structure, right? We have this clean break of structure. This should be the first target we should tap into before continuing potentially back up. I could potentially see if this bullish pressure doesn't hold here and we do break below, I could potentially see us even breaking below this zone. But that being said, that's kind of that first idea, right? Looking at the 1-hour, you can see that bullish pressure was just continuously dying down throughout the day. So keeping those thoughts in check, that's going to be my idea, right? Would be the break of this structure for potential retest, or if the volume's pretty high and ripping right down, potential impulse sell, and to target this area, right? Looking at the target area right around that 150, 160 pip area to the top side. And again, the other view side of that would be pretty much the same thing, right? Would be that clean break, or that clean support to overall target the break, and then target that move to really target that top side. Couldn't break above these 4-hour candles here to the left, and really just as soon as we pulled price up, it's been nothing but bearish momentum since then. So my overall thoughts, I mean, we'll obviously see what London session brings and over the overnight sessions, but again, really looking semi-bearish at this point until we see that bullish pressure. Really, until we see this price broken, we're not looking for sells. We're really looking for longs, but when we do see this broken, this will be the first target idea. Reason we're looking for sells at the break of that, one, you can see the bearish momentum holding, and two, just this strong structural level and hold. I think we've seen this resistance hold here, and then on the lower time frame, when we do see that break above, right, you see this resistance here, kind of pull back down right to that would be our target on the short side, and then you see price break up, and you see this support hold beautifully, right? And same thing over here, you're seeing this bearish pressure, but the same thing, this support is really being held. So the break of that would result in a pretty clean move to the downside, in my opinion. So going into tomorrow, those are kind of my two thoughts and kind of two target areas. Top side, pretty much the same idea as today. And the bottom side, basically what I was reiterating this morning, but just reiterating it again. And I think it holds a little bit more value in suit, potentially looking for those shorts tomorrow at the break of this zone. Had positive CPI news today. Really did nothing for price. Didn't really pull us up. Didn't really pull us down. So, and adding that a little bit more confluence to the bottom side is we've had positive news today, and we really couldn't drive price up much higher. Again, using just kind of creating that story in my head and creating that whole plot to make sense within trading and within looking for an entry. I think that kind of adds one more check mark to potentially looking for that bearish move for tomorrow. Again, I reiterated in my message, but what you begin to see is if you are spending time on the charts, if you are back testing, especially in these lower months, what you see is Yesterday, we had that clean move to the top side, really that breakout move, break a structure, 300 pip day, and then you see price consolidate in that 100 pip range. It's a common thing US30 does, right? It'll typically have that huge breakout day and then slowly transition into this consolidation. And then what you'll see is price will usually ping pong off the levels of consolidation and then form a breakout off one of those levels. So really kind of going into London, again, just giving my thoughts, you can't predict this stuff, but would like to see London session kind of pull up, show its failure to break above, and then start kind of pulling back down below into this general area, kind of heading into tomorrow's session as a whole. I think that makes sense, and I think both these trades make a good bit of sense in either direction. Again, long-term full market structure is bullish, but when you create these key levels and you create this key support at a really key level in full, the break of that is going to result in a really good move to the downside. And again, if we do hold this key level as support, potentially targeting that maybe break up and then maybe that fib entry to kind of continue on up, kind of like we did today on both those entries. So again, these are kind of my thoughts heading into tomorrow. Anything can change. We could see this whole bearish move taken out during London, or we could see a big breakout during London. Again, kind of my thoughts, raw thoughts heading into tomorrow, and I think both of them have some good value behind them, and whether they play out in London or play out tomorrow, you just got to see the repetition and see how often and how clean these moves happen when the volume is on your side and when there's enough volume in the market to really move price. Again, really looking for this structure to the bottom side to be broken to target down here, and then this support to be held to potentially enter alpha fib retracement to the top side. A couple people asked me, how am I drawing fibs? You're drawing your fib from the break of structure, so right here, to the next break of structure, right? The most recent break of structure to the most recent break of structure. If you're drawing your fibs for a long, you're drawing from the bottom to the top, so bottom of the structure to the top of the structure. And then if you're looking for the short sells, you're drawing your fib from the top of the structure to the bottom of the breakout structure. Again, you see this 764 held, then that 618 being held, and then that 50 being held. Again, lower time frame chart, low volume. Just giving you an example on the fib breakout, right? But again, yesterday's fib, you have this support being held right here, kind of that breakout support, breakout of structure right here, to that new breakout of structure right here. And what do you see being held is that 618 ran, and then that 382 was being held as well. So again, just giving random examples of fib placements. So when we're executing on those, you're looking for that break of structure here to hold support, break of structure, and then potentially that retracement on the lower time frame fib, whether it's on the 5-minute or 15-minute, for that overall continuation up. Again, the breakouts we're looking for, usually executing off the 5-minute. So you see this clean break of structure here, then that clean break of structure to the top side. Then you see that 764 tapped into a held, then that 618 holds, and then the 50 holds all the way up to finish that overall move to the top. Again, just giving random examples, kind of just drilling a little bit of knowledge and confluence in everyone's mind to begin to look for your own stuff, kind of back up my own analysis, and really gain a little bit more confidence in yourself and what you're charting up. Again, I'm going to kind of give you an example or giving you an option to kind of pause the video, really see where some of these key levels are as far as price goes, and just look at how well they really hold. Again, mapped out these levels on Thursday. So when we do begin to execute, I really would like to see some guys have these levels marked up on their own as well. Gain that confidence, repetition, don't give up, and really just spend some time on the charts, watch how this price moves, and really look for the confluence within my own trades to further your own self on the market. Again, looking forward to trading tomorrow with everybody, and looking at the 1 hour one more time. These are going to be my viewpoints and entry points and potential targets kind of heading into tomorrow. Again, looking forward to tomorrow, just trying to give my own thoughts and opinions and try to give a little bit of knowledge for everybody in here.